everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It's Josh here with Dry Run Outdoors. We got a good video for you today. We're going to be cutting some tall grass. We're going to be mowing around the pond, and we're going to be trimming in areas that we couldn't get to with our Z970R zero turn. The mower that we're going to be using is the Grasshopper 940 EFI front mower. This is, I believe, a 2024 model. It's brand new. It had, I think, less than an hour on it when we got it. Now it has close to 4 or maybe 3. This is a demo model. It's Saturday today. We got this yesterday, and they're picking it up on Monday. So Andrew and I have been talking, and we think that maybe a front mower might be the way to go. So this is step one. We wanted to try one out, and a lot of good reviews from landscapers in our area on these Grasshoppers. A couple things that they say is that the cut quality is the best out of any of the zero turns that they've had. And they like the front mowers as well because you can trim, and they like all the features that the Grasshopper has. Unfortunately, it hasn't rained in Pennsylvania in about a month, other than a couple spritz here and there, but most of our grass is pretty much dead. So I'm not going to be able to show you or tell you how great the cut quality is, except for on certain areas where for some reason the grass is green. But right here, I would say that it's equal to or better than our John Deere zero turn cut. The nice thing about that is this does have a striping kit on it. It does come stock with this model. A couple features I want to show you real quick. First thing is the powerful deck. All right, you saw how high you could lift it from the seat. Now I'm going to show you how high you can lift it from the side here. So in order to lift it up, you have to lift this lever up right here. And then my middle finger here is pushing on the button. This will lift the deck up almost 90 degrees, not quite, but close to it. All right. To where if you're a landscaper, you can get in here and sharpen your blades. If you're changing the blades out, there's no nut on top. All you have to do is put your impact tool on here, zip this out, and you can change the blades real easy. So that's a really nice feature if you're sharpening your blades every day or every other day if you're a landscaper. Now to put the deck back down, you just go in the opposite direction. Here's the button. All right, we just finished mowing up this wetlands here. This is typically very wet. Since it hasn't rained for 40 days or whatever it's been, it's 95 degrees out today. There's almost no water running through here. It's almost like a little creek when it is wet. But No noticeable difference between this engine and our mid-mount. Both of them are able to chop through the grass with no issues. However, when you're trimming, that is when the front mower comes into play. A couple things: the deck articulates up and down. So as you're going over hills or going into a divot and then coming up the other side, you're not scalping. Second, you're able to trim. I'm able to get a lot closer to these bushes and a lot closer to these trees, because essentially you can just run that 72-inch deck all the way in and you don't got to worry about getting smacked in the face or taking a branch to the chin. So that's very nice. And then on top of that, like I said, the deck contours up and down. So over here, this is very hilly underneath this tree. You can sort of see it right here. It's tough even getting underneath there with the brush hog because the branches hit the cab and the brush hog just doesn't articulate. But with this, with the 72-inch deck moving up and down, it had no issues going through there. And then I also noticed it moves left and right just a little bit. So very minimal scalping. So the front mower gets the win down in here. Now that we finish this area up, we're gonna move over to the pond. All right, so the front mower is gonna save us a lot of weed whacking. We were essentially able to cut almost 5-6 feet off that we normally can't get with the zero turn. I noticed when I'm coming along here with my zero turn that it gets stuck or it bottoms out on the deck. You can't quite see the elevation of this decline here from this angle, but it'll get stuck and then you'll try to get out of it and you'll just keep working closer to the pond. So the nice thing about that front mower is you can just run it straight down in. You can run those front caster wheels into the water and get as close as possible. So this is going to save us a lot of weed whacking here. All right, so here we're over behind the shooting range, and this is a steep hill. And this just really showed the benefit of having the front mower for us on our property as opposed to the mid-mount mower. With the mid-mount mower, you can go down this hill, but you're not going to be able to stop and you're not going to be able to turn out of it. I find myself running into these tree branches and almost stabbing myself in the neck with some of those branches or getting clotheslined. So I typically don't mow it on a regular basis. What I'll do is I'll bring the tractor with the brush hog out here and back it down. But even then you can't get quite as far. You know, you're worried about the tractor tipping. You can't go in at these side angles on a hill. This front mower is very stable, just a slight bit stabler than the mid-mount mower, I would say. I don't know if it has to do with having 6 wheels or the weight distributed a little bit better, but you can hold hills a little bit better, and you can turn out of them when you're going down a hill. Where the zero turn, the mid-mount zero turn would be better, I think, is if you're mowing up a hill and you have to turn. This front mower does really good going down a hill like I am now. Again, I don't think this video footage does the hill justice, but it is a pretty steep hill. Another thing that I noticed about this front mower, I'm not sure about the other brands, if they're all like this, but this Grasshopper sits significantly lower than my mid-mount zero turn. Maybe 6 to 8 inches, maybe even more. So it makes it easier to get underneath some of the trees that we haven't trimmed up yet. You can get underneath these branches and maneuver underneath them very easily. All right, here's another area where the front mower wins. This isn't something that you'd be able to do very easily with the mid-mount zero turn. As you can see here, the deck is folded all the way down. It does that on its own. It's just gravity pulling that deck down. It articulates up and down and side to side. So you can run down over hills, very steep hills. I actually put my seatbelt on for that hill and not have any issues. All right, this video is getting a little bit long, so we're going to call it quits for today. We are going to do a part 2 with this Grasshopper, and we're going to test it out on a regular lawn. We already mowed my dad's property, and you can see some of that footage here. It did pretty well, but we're going to do some more mowing tomorrow back at my house and see how this front mower compares to a mid-mount. If you have one of these Grasshoppers, or if you have a front mower, please let us know down in the comments what you like about it. If you have any questions about this Grasshopper or any remarks, please let us know down below as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if we're lucky, we'll see you on the next one.